Soto Kamen Rider Geats is finally here. Alright, what is up, Soto population? As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos, and today, we absolutely have our brand new blog for Kamen Rider Geats, as well as some new details on the brand new premium Bandai Kamen Rider double set. So look forward to that. But before all of that, we had a leak happen in the middle of the week, and it was pretty big. So here is the new Gol Don Momotaro, and he looks fantastic. Now, this box, just the box art, was leaked for this figure, and as far as I can tell, as far as anyone can tell, this is the first time this form has ever been seen. The only other time, perhaps, is a silhouette that was either leaked or teased or something, but this is like the full-on look at the figure, and Yudo just accidentally leaked it, and it's great. I'm not quite sure where it came from. It just started circulating on Twitter, and here is the look at the new form. It is very pretty. I personally like it. I'll definitely be picking it up, just as long as I can find some pre-orders on it. Anyway, that's it for this guy. Just wanted to share the very quick news on him. Hopefully we'll be getting more soon, considering perhaps this form will show up soon, and then we could actually get our blog finally for this stuff. Anyway, leave some of your speculation in the comment section down below. I have a feeling it'll be this figure, the 6th Ranger, the Purple Ranger, and then maybe an accessory set and a foot soldier to go along with this to round out the entirety of the set. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Now, let us finally move on to Kamen Rider Geats. Now, sorry about the blurry image. Let's get to the real good stuff. So today, they didn't just reveal one figure. Not 2 figures, but 3 whole figures. This is the first one. This is entry form Geats. It looks very good, a little basic, but still very good. We have entry form Tycoon, which looks fantastic. Something to note here is that he does actually have that band around his thigh, so that is going to be here. We'll see it later, but it is molded in, which is very, very awesome. And finally, we have sort of technically the main form of Geats, if you call that first one like the platform, the base form. This one is like the main form for Geats. This is Magnum Boost. It looks phenomenal. So let's just dive right into these guys. There are a few points they wanted to hit, specifically with articulation. They also wanted to talk about the form swaps, because there's going to be tons of form swaps here. We had a lot of gimmick interplay with Revice, and they wanted to continue to, I guess, maximize on the gimmick here, and it's fairly easy for them considering it is just swapping out the torso and the legs. It's all fantastic, and you can get up to 8 combinations out of these figures. It looks great. Something to note is that I know people had mentioned, like, hey, doesn't Tycoon have a green strap around his leg? Won't that make it kind of weird for transforming or swapping it into the boost legs? And it is possible. These images show that they are possible. We don't yet know what that's like. They haven't quite talked about it on the blog just yet. They are going to be doing another blog next week that might go more into it, so I am curious to see what that's all about. Anyway, so 8 whole combinations in this very first wave. It's looking fantastic. This first wave is set to come out on October 3rd, and then we have a teaser for October 31st's wave, the second wave for Geats ID2. These are going to be called ID this year, and here is, the entire look at him. It looks wonderful. I love it. I really love the pipes and how they're colored on there using the stickers. I just think this looks so good. And form swaps with this one are going to be, plentiful. Anyway, let's take a deeper dive into what these figures have to offer. We know that there are 3 figures for Geats, so let's talk about some of the improvements that come along with them. As always, we have a very good range of motion here, like a full 180 split, and then some ankle tilts to go alongside that to not necessarily, I guess, go all the way, but they do still complement it. And then also we have plenty of range of motion. It says 90 in the elbow, but it does look like it goes a bit far past it. Yeah, no, just wonderful, wonderful articulation here, as always. Another thing to note is that we, as always, get a 360-degree waist out of these guys. Absolutely wonderful. And then the head. Now, this is something that was iterated on in Saber and is carried on into here, but there is a significant change, or I guess improvement to the head tilt. It looks very good here. It leaves the area a bit empty, but you know what? In order to get that articulation, I think that's a very fine trade-off. We also have the return of the butterfly joints, or the drawer joints as they call them here. They act as a butterfly swivel right there. You basically pull out the peg and just sort of shift it forward or backward depending on where you want it. This is continued on. This has started somewhat in 0-1. They had tastes of it in 0-1, but it got better in Saber and it got better in Revice, and it continues on here. Wonderful work. Now we also have the hands. They wanted to let you know that these have continued to be improved as well. Just the subtleties you can get out of this just by virtue of the fingers. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And also, there is articulation back here. Now, this takes the same scheme as Kamen Rider Vice. He had the muffler on before, and so does Geats. So, basically, it's articulated on 2 points. It's at this swivel here, and there's a ball joint back there connecting the muffler itself. It works great. I assume it works great on Vice, because they decided to bring it back here. Another thing to note here, something that is brand new to this figure, is that, hey, they saw that there were, like, little guns that popped out of his forearm, so they wanted to make sure that that was recreated here. They made a 1 centimeter thick piece that you can pull out and swap in to recreate the, I guess, cannon firing stuff here that was seen in episode 1. Looks really, really good. It was done very effectively. Mad props to them on everything here. I can't gush any harder on these things. It's so good. We also have now they talked about at this area here that, hey, they do their best to I guess make these figures look as accurate as possible, and that extended to here. Something that they were very scared of were these ears, because there's that hole in there. And if they put that hole in there, it causes a lot of safety concerns. So, you know, when they saw this, they were like, all right, we got to make sure this works. Because there's one time we weren't able to put a hole in the figure's head, but this time we absolutely have to. And we can build off of our knowledge from Kamen Rider Espada. Because a long time ago, back in Saber, over on the right, you see that that area has been, like, I guess not grayed out, but there's plastic in there because they weren't sure if the I guess archway would be structurally sound enough. But through multiple rounds of testing and all that, they made sure that they were able to make it possible here, and thus Kamen Rider Geats is able to benefit off of that, as well as a few rounds of testing on Geats' end as well. So yeah, here is a comparison, not just for the ear holes, but they also wanted to highlight, hey, this is how much it's painted. The one on the left, fully painted. The one on the right has some sticker details. So you'll notice the only thing they add here are the eye stickers and the little triangles on the ears. That one's a little difficult to notice, but once you see it, it's far more noticeable. I really like this approach, mostly because you get that option if you don't want to apply stickers to the head. This is a very serviceable look here. Like, I'm definitely, if this was on a display, I'd definitely be okay with that. But the thing that they're very strong on doing is putting in the compound eye effect on the eyes, and that's only accomplished through the stickers, and that's why they typically go that route on the eyes. It's not that sometimes they can't paint it, it's that they want it to be as detailed as possible, and that's coming through right here. Also, here he is in comparison to Revi of last year. You'll notice that there's way more paint. They spent way more budget on it. And also, just Revi was a lot harder to paint. Just so many awkward angles and areas to paint on him. They just ended up stickering most of it. And I'm okay with that. We have a really good Geats too, just, you know, in comparison. The amount of paint extends down to the forearms. We got some on the chest, we got some on that little collar area, and then the shoulder pads, those are actually molded in white. Everything else you're going to be seeing here, mostly done in sticker. Another technical point of articulation is the belt. It's always been able to swivel this way, but since Kamen Rider Geats does this in the show, they said, hey, this is the point of articulation now, so this does absolutely swivel like you think it does. Hopefully it will be Deca Driver compatible. We'll probably be seeing that, you know, in the coming weeks, if not next week. So very excited to see that. Moving down to the legs, we still have a lot of paint detail, but this is where a few more stickers sort of show their face. I'm fine with it. They're more sort of accent pieces, and they look pretty decent. One of my favorite bits of sticker detail is here on the pipes. I talked about it earlier, but just the way they made this look is just so good. This is exactly why you need stickers. I know that sometimes people think of stickers as cheap, but this, you can't do this with paint at the budget these are. These retail for about 490 yen in Japan, which is, I want to say, roughly $4 to $5 in the US per box, so that's technically $8 or $9 per figure. Like, you're not getting that at this price point, so stickers are perfectly fine, at least for my purposes. I don't know what you guys are, or how your guys' sticker tolerances are, but I'm here for this. Here's the back of the figure, something that started around Revice, or I guess a little earlier, but really exploded with Revice was the fact that they wanted to put details, like fully detail the back of the figure as well, and that extends to here. It looks very good. Now most of this stuff is going to be stickers, but there are some paints like on, I guess, the thigh butt area, and then also the forearms that are just paint. Those are painted, so a lot of times that gets left out, so appreciate it while we have it. And here is the head. This is something that they were very particular on, and a lot of stuff had to go into deciding if they do this gimmick just properly or not. And the way it works out, we have a head that's being separated top to bottom instead of our typical front and back. Oop, that's not the right button. So here is the CAD file. Like I was saying, initially they did actually have it front and back, but now just the way the figure works and the way that the form changes work, they wanted to make sure it was top half, bottom half. Now, they were talking about, you know, it looked kind of goofy. Even Mr. Suda, all the way over at their factory, the Mega House factory, was kind of laughing at it, but I think it definitely works here. He was able to make sure that this would be forwards and backwards compatible throughout the whole line, hopefully. We really get to see the extent of it just with these three figures in the ecosystem. We can swap out the head, you know, the top of the head, depending on the form. I think it's absolutely effective. And they were also talking about comparisons to Build. Now, Mega House has been working with them ever since Xtreme, so Build was in there too, and Build absolutely had those form swaps. They were adamant, or at least G-Man was adamant about making sure that we had the form swaps, because that was a lot of fun. He remembered having so much fun with that line, and he didn't want to sort of squash that here. He was also disappointed with himself when it came to Saber, because Saber's head could not split. But like I said, they wanted to rectify that here, and they absolutely have. All of these are hopefully going to be compatible with the future. They said they don't technically know what's going to be coming for this line in the very, very, very far future, but hopefully this will all work out the way they've done it. And so far, it's working for me, so I like it. Yeah, also, here is Geats' entry form. It looks, you know, pretty basic, and something they wanted to note was that, hey, the shoulder pads are separate from the figure, which is not technically accurate. Like, the in-show suits do not have these shoulder pads flapping up, but they did that for a very specific purpose that we will be seeing later. Here is the bottom of the figure. We get to see that I guess the paintwork extends to the leg at least. There's not much they needed to do, but, you know, what they gave us was pretty good. Also included in this figure, since there's not too much to it, they decided to give us the weapon. I think this is the Magnum Shooter 40X, and it looks great. It's supported with a whole bunch of stickers. Now, do keep in mind that these proportions may be a little off, and that's mostly because they made this figure and they made this weapon before even the prop was created, so they sort of had to estimate what, you know, the sizes were going to be like, and they got to something they were happy with. Another thing they were happy with on this guy is that it is molded on the back and supported with stickers on the back as well. So this is going to be a fully detailed weapon. Sometimes they have, you know, just sort of empty areas in a weapon that's too big, but this is thin enough to where they were able to get a very nice look on this thing. Next up, included in this set is going to be the belt, but with only parts of the driver locked in, and it looks really good. So they wanted to include it just because you are going to be getting a lot of form swaps out of this. And just as well, here's the full sticker sheet. It turns out that sometimes, you know, if you are... How would I say this? If you turn the belt, right, you can swap the chest armor to the leg armor and vice versa. That means your core, the ID, the number 9 sticker, that's going to be upside down on some instances of that form. And they gave you enough stickers to make that happen if you want to display it upside down, right side up, however you want to do it. On either side, they're going to give you 2 drivers. You're probably going to have to buy a second set to, you know, make use of all of that, but still really works. I'm fine with this. It looks good. So they just wanted to let you know that the sticker number 9, that's separate, so you can do this if you'd like. Next up, here is Kamen Rider Tycoon. He looks great as well. You'll notice that he benefits from a whole lot of paint. It's just that, you know, some of the green here and the eyes, those are going to be done in stickers, but all the rest of it, that's paint, and it looks pretty decent. And like I said earlier, that sort of strap around his thigh, that is actually fully molded in. It does look to be a sticker on there. Now, like I said, I don't know how this thigh strap piece is going to transfer to all the other forms. You might just be putting like a sticker over a flat surface instead of the, I guess, molded surface, which would be rather unfortunate, but you know, it's I would like a more seamless version of compatibility, but that's more on the show side, that's their fault, than it is the Soto side. I think it looks fine, at least here. Next up, they give you a second set of eye stickers, and that is so you can make Kamen Rider Tycoon Magnum. So that looks really good. So far in the first box, you are only going to be getting, I guess, the Magnum form as the top half, so they wanted to make sure that it was compatible with this guy right out of the box. And on top of that, they've included an extra top of the head so you can make that form swap possible. They wanted you to buy all of Geats ID1 and have a full play experience without having to buy too many multiples of figures. And I love it. I like that a lot. Anyways, next up for this, he's going to be coming with a set of punchy fists, like the True Grip fists, as well as the weapon holding hands. So that's really good. Presumably a lot of these hands are exactly the same, so if you wanted to swap this into your Geats as well, you could absolutely do that. Next up, just stuff they included are these weapons. Now, they're technically supposed to be coming with armor, but they just wanted to get the weapons out first. They knew for sure that they could do the weapons, just not the armor just yet. Something they did show us, though, is that, hey, they're working on the armor. This is actually 3D printed, and if I kind of know anything about 3D printers, this to me looks like it's not FDM, it's... Oh no, I wish I did know anything about printers. It's the SLA printers, my bad. So something tells me this is resin because it looks too fine to actually be like the standard FDM stuff that you're typically used to. It's like the UV lit stuff that's made out of resin, and I think it looks good. It looks very good so far, and this is set to come out in ID4, so we're getting a preview of something way in advance. I really like that. But yeah, so these are meant to pair with the weapons, but like I said, they weren't able to throw that in just yet. They just wanted to make sure to get some weapons in ahead of time. Now, these weapons are technically, you know, a little pricey on their end, mostly because they had to do a coat of white paint over it and then apply the color. So there's a lot of work that went into these. And then, like I said, this is coming out in ID4, and it basically shows off that, at least for the entry forms, not the Magnum Boost, but the entry forms, those are going to have different chest swap out systems, and it looks good. This is very reminiscent of Kamen Rider Accel, and just any of the other figures that ended up using this chest swap detail. Now, this chest swapping doesn't exactly happen on the Geats Magnum Boost form, mostly because of some limitations that we will be seeing later. So here's basically everything you're getting in an A and B part, and sort of how it's laid out. Like I said, it's not an armor plus body situation. It is just a fully sculpted body that you can't swap pieces out of. This is at least for Geats Magnum Boost. And they did that, like I said, because of a lot of technical limitations. If you take a look at the chest, if you wanted to swap them out properly, quote properly, onto entry forms, that little band there on the chest and the band there on the crotch area, that would need to be swapped out depending on which form you had. And those pieces would be even smaller than that little, I guess, chest detail stripe on any of the build Soto figures. So it would be smaller than anything they've dealt with in terms of swapping. And if you're swapping and unswapping those pieces a lot, there's a high chance it'll get lost, high chance for accidental ingestion. It just wasn't going to happen for anything outside of the entry forms. So the entry forms have that chest swap. The sort of bigger, beefier, like Magnum, that stuff, that's not going to get those chest swap options. So yeah, like I said, you can take everything you have here, turn it into a brand new figure. It does seem like, oh yeah, the legs of Tycoon are just the regular legs of Tycoon, so I don't know, I just got confused out of, for no reason, but you can make any sort of combinations out of this. You can make, okay, let me see if I can get this right. Kamen Rider Geats Boost, Kamen Rider Geats Magnum, yep. Kamen Rider Tycoon Boost, Kamen Rider Tycoon Magnum, and Kamen Rider Tycoon Magnum Boost. There it is! Did it! I got it. So, out of those three figures, 8. Or 5 more, but like in total, there are 8 figures that you could potentially make out of this. These are made to be played with. You can absolutely play with these, swap them around, just have fun. You don't need to buy many multiples of these to display however many you want, because that's going to get out of hand. I worry for you if you considered that. But so far, it's mostly a play feature. These are toys. These are 4-inch toys. You can swap them around. These are made for kids 3 and up, so you know these things can get thrashed. But yeah, this is a perfectly wonderful system, and I love it. So like I said, this is Geats ID1. This comes out on October 3rd. Everything you see here is going to be in that box. That means Geats entry, Tycoon entry, Geats Magnum Boost. Yeah, going. I'm still going. Kamen Rider Ultimate Revi, Kamen Rider Ultimate Vice, and Kamen Rider Juga. I did it. I knew them all. I definitely was not worried in the slightest at all. Anyway, that's all coming out then. They gave us a little roadmap for what's to come, so this is very exciting. The first wave, we saw it all. That's ID1. ID2, the only figure we got out of that so far is Geats Boost Magnum. There it is. Swapped it around. And ID3, that's yet to be seen. ID4, we know the chest swaps are coming there. ID5, they said that one's gonna be a real special one. Not entirely sure why they called that one out as like the special one, but I'm very excited. If Soto's calling it special, then it's got to be special. Now, these next few things, I just want you to be aware of this. We can't participate. This is a Japanese-only thing. Basically, if you retweet a bunch of stuff, use a certain hashtag, you might be able to win the first 3 riders in Soto for free. Like I said, we can't participate. I just wanted this information to be out there. But hey, if you at them enough, hopefully they'll do it for us. I don't know. Ask Team Rider. That would be cool. I would like free Geat stuff, or at least, you know, a chance to win free Geat stuff. Why does Japan get all the fun stuff? Let us have some of it. Anyway, that's it for these guys. After that, then, you know, G-Man was telling us about all the Geats stuff. That's basically it for Geats. Next week, we will be talking about Geats ID2, and that's going to be pretty exciting. But for now, let's get to some Shoto Double Cross Double. And I gotta note, give us some better images of this, please. I would like a better image to show to you guys, and they just gave us this really compressed, tiny image that had to be blown up. Anyway, small gripes aside, this is going to be awesome. Kinda. It's not going to be awesome for your wallet, because what they revealed this week is not a retail set. This is a premium Bandai set. So, weeks ago we got teased of a blurry image. What could it be? It was Kamen Rider Double Cyclone Joker Xtreme. Very obvious, but it looked very, very cool. Something they wanted to highlight here was the premium paint job, because this is premium Bandai. Got a very nice silver going down the center, and for the black and the green, they wanted to create a very, you know, a sense of continuity between these figures. So the same paint processes they used on the black and green here were the same ones used on their Shoto Double Cross Kamen Rider Double figure that's going to be releasing very soon. Check this out. If you wanted to sample the colors of it, this is, I believe, one of the more final, like closer to final versions of this figure, if not the final version. It looks fantastic. I love the look of it. Like, just the shine on the green is just right. I think that's perfect. So if you're excited about that, it's coming to the Xtreme figure as well. He also has his weapons. The premium paint job does not stop at the figure. These weapons are painted as well. You also get a loaded version of the shield, so you can recreate, you know, just the final attack and all that sort of some such. It looks good. Now, do keep in mind, these balls of light are not real. This is just a doctored image. The next figure in this set is Fang Joker, getting us one step closer to Fang Trigger. Fang trigger, please. Give us Fang trigger. I'm waiting for it. But yeah, this thing looks very, very good, and it is feature rich because Fang Joker has a lot of, I don't want to call them forms. I don't even want to call them subforms, just like the weapon that shows up on different parts of his body. You can have it show up on his wrist for Arm Fang. You can have it, oh, and that's a swappable piece. Just you swap out the sort of wrist cuff there. There's also Shoulder Fang. You can have it swapped out, like you take out the pectoral and you swap the entire like shoulder and whatever other muscle is hanging out there near the neck. And that's basically your whole thing. You even have a held version if you wanted to grab the Shoulder Fang and throw it around like a boomerang. You also have the, I think this is called the Fang Strizer attack, which is one of the coolest names. Strizer is just a really cool made-up name. Anything with a Z in it, just sort of randomly there, I'm into it. But this looks very, very good. I'm happy with it. So, the last figure in this 3-figure set is Accel Trial. Now, you'll notice that Accel is actually coming out in Shoto Double Cross 2, so we're not going to be needing an Accel figure, like a base Accel figure in this premium Bandai set. That's why it's awesome that we are getting his, I guess, second form or final form? I don't know. He also has a movie form, right? The yellow one? That's right. So yeah, Accel looks great, and they wanted to use this image to highlight the clear plastic they used on his head, and a similar process, similar situation will be used on Accel Trial form. Now, Accel Trial is going to be coming with his engine blade. It's going to come with a removable driver. It's going to come with a removable memory so he can hold it. It's just the whole package. I love this. It looks so good. And yeah, I don't know. Just a very nice promo image here. We've gotten a number of Candy Toy Accels in the past, but something we've never gotten, and we are not getting here, sadly, is a version of Accel that turns into the bike. At some point, we have to get that, or at least just the bike on its own. That has to happen at some point. But this is the entirety of the set. The pre-orders are live already on Premium Bandai, so go through any sort of middleman that you typically use. I would use Toe Collectibles, but there's many others. There's From Japan, all sorts of others. Or you could wait for the aftermarket, get it on Madarake, or if you want, you can get it on eBay, but that's going to be difficult. These are coming out in January of 2023, but like I said, the pre-orders are already up. This retails for 6,800 yen, which is, I want to say somewhere around $65-$70. But then once you order it on Toe Collectibles, do note that there is shipping stuff included in their base price, so, you know, all of that. And also, hey, before we go, wanted to mention that this is still available as well. This is the first set for the Futo PI stuff, and it comes with civilian forms, which is a rarity amongst Shoto. We only get that, I want to say we only got that once with Takeshi Hongo, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure certain monster forms, I'm sure, could technically count as civilian forms if you want to get into the semantics of it, but anyway, this is rare. It's a rarity to get figures like this, so take the wins while you can. It's going to be expensive, keep that in mind, but you know, they're here. They're options for you. Anyways, I do believe that's it. Like I said, next week we're going to be talking all about ID2 and hopefully some follow-up to ID1. It turns out they didn't finish telling us stuff about that. I would like to know, like I said, a lot about that Tycoon stuff. How that strap is going to get, you know, moved from form to form, or at least like from him to the boost leg set. No idea. And hey, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine. Just swap to your heart's content. You don't need me mucking up your fun. It's just a line that's going to be a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait. So tell me what you are most excited about in the comment section down below, and what you think is going to be coming in ID2. What do you think is coming in ID5? It's a big set, or at least not volume-wise, but they said, hey, something big's happening. What could that be? Like, what are they so excited about? You know, we still haven't gotten those Ghost Saber forms that we always thought we would. Maybe that, I don't know. We're missing some Revice stuff. Maybe it is just Geats related. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think. Let me know what you think we're going to be getting in ID2. Just give me any of your thoughts. How you doing? What are you doing out here? Anyways, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the episode, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. And yeah, thanks for watching. I don't have my my progress key with me, so I'm gonna just tell you to keep it juicy while I'm very blurry. At least this isn't blurry. Where is it? I'm sure it's somewhere on my desk. Oh my god, here it is. Did you hear it? That is what that is. That's wonderful. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Choose a different video now.